I joke sometimes about Stephanie because, she doesn't want to lose a $5,000 land listing in Pacoima.
And there's the difference.
It'll drive her crazy.
And there's the difference.
Yeah.
It comes from
And then you
within.
have other agents who, I'm too snooty. I wouldn't even take a listing.
That's right. I'll just refer it out.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just different styles.
Yeah.
Different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
but
point.
It's the competitiveness. The thing about being around for as long as you have, and a lot of people that are, and more than half the industry's less than 5 years in the business, which is kind of interesting.
Is that the stat, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
We turn over about 15% a year, in the industry. So you can see in 5 years, that's 75%, but even some of those new ones are turning over. So,
right.
But roughly half or less than 5 years of the business. So their reference points on any logic development that they have is limited to that. That isn't where we live.
Good point.
Sometimes we forget that, I think, in communicating to people today. Do you think?
Yeah, I think, look, being in the game for so long for both of us, I think there's things we take for granted, conversations we take for granted, knowledge we take for granted, lack of knowledge we take for granted, because you and I, we react reflexively. When there's a situation, you and I have been through probably 5 major cycles of an economy, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s,
right.
Whatever.
Right.
And I don't, when people ask me, was it hard getting through the 70s and the 20% and interest rates? And I got to tell you something. I look at them and say, I don't remember it being hard. We just got through it.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you that we're good. I'm not saying we were so good, but I guess we just didn't react to the reality.
Yeah.
We said, we just got to win. I don't know how to win when, you and I were in our 20s and 30s back then. But we found a way to do it, because here's the deal. And I always teach this, just show up every day.
Right.
We have to be somewhere every day. And if you're going to, a lot of my people that don't show up a lot, and I watch them struggle, but the people that are my top 10, top 20, top 30, they're there almost every damn day.
Yep.
They show up. They have a plan of what they're going to do. Now, maybe the plan won't be as effective when the rates were 20%. It was hard, I guess. But you know what? You and I had companies back then. We got through it.
Well, strangely enough, that's what one of the things that motivated me into the computer stuff is we went through the early 80s,
yeah.
And I was in business. Now, let's see, we started in 78. So I was in business about 2 years before it really hit. And you were 4 years probably before.
Right,
really
not
hit.
much before, yeah.
But the thing is that you have a pie, let's say, of business, right? This is your pie, and what happens is the pie shrinks when the markets change, and what that means is that if I'm managing, say, 1,000 people to get 20 deals, then suddenly I've got to manage 2,000 people to do 20 deals as the market shrinks. Right. So the whole idea is what was the tools needed to manage more people.
Right.
And that's really the mindset from where, building that first CRM system came from.
Right.
I said, I got to figure out how that we can help these agents, manage more people to get the same number of deals. But then when you do the same number of deals.
That's right.
Good point. And the other guy couldn't figure it out.